Central Braves and to Greensburg Pirates. Let's first meet the starters for the Braves. Starting at a guard, a 6-foot freshman, number 10, Parker Hagan. Another guard, a 6'2" freshman, number 14, Jack Winter. The third guard, a 6-foot junior, number 30, Carter Watson. And a forward, a 6'4" sophomore, number 23, Carson Darledge. And the center, a 6'6" junior, number 34, Nathan Schroeder. The Braves are coached by Mr. Dave Winter, assisted by Kevin Boyle, Marty Young, Michael Leetzman, and Mitch Taylor. Hey.
As we get ready for tip-off, Grant, I think one thing that's going to be really interesting to watch here early in the game is these two programs, one of the cornerstones of each of them is preparation and taking away at least one strength of the opponent. So it's going to be really interesting to see the chess match that's played between these two and to see how that preparation plays into tonight.
I think that will show in the teams being patient in their first couple possessions offensively just to kind of feel each other out and see, you know what strategy is going to work, what's going to make us successful.
Tip is going to be controlled by Brownstown as Heyman's going to bring it across the timeline. Over on the right wing to Benner. Benner with the skip pass lob, picked off by Dyer. Dyer's going to bring it in transition. Kick to Sparks. Sparks goes in. It's no good. Rebound on the play by Schroer. Gets it to Benner. Benner races it up the floor. Enters it to the right wing to Wascom. Wascom back to Heyman. Nice pressure applied there by Cummer. Stanley out on Benner. Nice job of talking there. Looks like Pirates are in full denial mode on Benner. Nice job there. Actually, a really nice job by Benner of baiting Lane into that foul. He held onto his arm, but it looks like the defense creates that.
Well, it's probably not the first time that Benner's been face guarded, so he knows the tricks of the trade to try to get open and also draw fouls. And so now it goes back the other way, the classic bait and switch. You know, we'll let the viewers just determine what they feel about that. But
well, to see the very first, like you said, it was probably not Benner's first time being chased. So even as a freshman knew how to bait him into it. Well, then the Wiley senior said, all right, young buck.
Absolutely.
I know exactly what I can do here, and baited Benner into one right back at him. As Cummer eyes, he flies a three. It's good.
Notice how he came off the down screen and got separation and was able to catch and shoot.
So we're 1 minute into the game. Pirates lead 3-0. Ball out top. Over on the wing to Wascom. Wascom gets it to Benner out top. Benner surveying the defense, kicks over to Wascom. Wascom drives that left baseline. He'll be called for the walk.
Did Dakota Walters there slid over and help, was in the right position, and because he was in the right position, it caused a turnover.
Ball's triggered in to Sparks, who will bring it across. Look to enter the Pirate offense. Over on the right wing to Dyer. Dyer swings back to Walters. Walters back to Dyer on the right. Nice slip of the screen there by Walters. He's going to be called for the travel. Good cut by Dakota, just didn't. May have wanted a jump stop there to prevent that travel. Nonetheless, still 6:19 to go here in the first quarter. Pirates with that 3-0 lead. Benter's going to hand off here with Wascom out top. Wascom back over to Heyman.
Brownstown will show some patience here. They like to pressure defense as well themselves, but they're going to see what they can do against the Pirates here as they run their appears to be a 5-out motion offense.
Nice little misdirection cut there by Benner. Thought he was going to get into a 3. Kicks it out top. That's Heyman for 3. 5:39 to go here in the first quarter. Brownstown ties it up 3-all.
If Brownstown has a couple of guys that can shoot it well, that's going to create some problems for Greensburg as they match up in future possessions.
Cummer drives down the gut, leaves it off for Stanley. Skip back across to Walters. Swung all the way back to Cummer in the left corner. Nice double move there by Collin. He's going to turn it over. Steal on the play there by Heyman, who brings it across for Brownstown. Nobody picks him up in transition. His three-point attempt is no good, but on the rebound is Schroer. Schroer with the putback. Pirates trail now 5-3.
That's why it's so important to finish possessions. Forced a quick shot, ball came off, and Pirates weren't able to grab the rebound.
Walters, nice job reading that. His three-point attempt just rims out, but Sparks gets the Pirates another opportunity into Cummer, and his putback attempt is no good. Heyman brings it across for Brownstown. Handoff over here with Darledge. Out top to Benner. That pass is mishandled over there on the wing by Wascom. Out of bounds to our Pirates. 4:33 to go here in the first quarter. Pirates trail 5-3.
Coach Meyer just called a set here and moved Kai to the point. Probably trying to get a little off-the-ball action for Lane.
Going to get a little Iverson cut here for Sparks to isolate him on the wing. Nice job. Lane getting into the teeth of the defense. Found his favorite spot there, about 15 feet, no good. Stanley with the offensive rebound. His putback attempt is no good. And Schroer clears it for Brownstown. He gives it off to Heyman. Kicks it to Darledge. Darledge looks to attack. Out to Wascom. Wascom able to get it off. It's off his foot, off of Heyman's foot, out of bounds to our Pirates.
Notice the Pirates trapped there after they noticed the ball handler was struggling, and the pressure caused the turnover as the ball bounced off the Braves.
Sparks going to bring it up here. He reattacks, gets into the paint. His layup attempt is good, ties the score at 5, 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Nice job of Lane there, not getting downhill immediately. Patiently probed the defense, found his lane, and able to get to the rim and finish. Benner all the way out at the volleyball line. No good, but there again, nobody blocks out Schroer. That's his second putback basket. Gives Brownstown a 7-5 lead. Stanley reverses over on the left wing to Dyer. Dyer swings up top to Cummer, over to Sparks. Stanley hands off with Walters, who kicks to Dyer. Dyer's three-point attempt is good. 8-7 now. Our Pirates with the lead. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
It's good to see Dyer have some confidence and step up and shoot a 3 in rhythm. We would take that shot every possession.
Benner shuck loose there, but he will be called for the travel. Pirates basketball here. They have a 1-point lead, 8-7, as Stanley triggers it in to Sparks. Lane walking it up patiently. Going to go a little flat ball screen. Lane kicks over on the wing to Cummer. Cummer's going to drive the middle. Nice right-hand finish on the left-hand side of the basket by Colin Cummer. Pirates lead 10-7, 2:30 to go in the first quarter.
Good offensive start by the Pirates as they keep getting good shots on that end, and if we keep going in this direction, it'll be a good night.
Benner's first make of the night is a 3 from the right wing, and he ties the score at 10.
You know, when you see a player and you can tell they can shoot it, that shot right there and the make obviously had to look that this kid can make a few.
Well, even though we couldn't find stats, he has multiple games over 30 this year from all reports that we've gotten. So even for a freshman, Mr. Benter can definitely put the ball in the basket at a high rate.
He also, as you saw earlier from the volleyball line, he will shoot it from anywhere. That's not unusual for him.
And what you can tell from that is it's an effortless-looking shot, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ball is triggered into Cummer, who's going to drive that left baseline. Hand check going to be called there against Heyman of Brownstown. Pirates going to take the ball out underneath. First substitution of the game. It's going to be Brandon Reynolds, a junior guard for Brownstown. Lobbed up top to Cummer. Nice job of Colin to go up and get it. He kicks it out to Stanley. Brendan's three-point attempt is good. 13-10 now. Pirates in the lead.
Colin Cummer made an excellent play. Good catch on a tough play. Noticed he had a couple people guarding him and kicked it out to the open Stanley for the 3.
Benner's pass attempt is tipped away and stolen by Stanley. Up the sideline to Cummer. Cummer swings over to Dyer. Dyer attacks on that right wing. He's going to be fouled on his way up and go to the line for 2. It's a nice job of the Pirates pushing up in transition, but then also shifting the floor before the defense can get back, and it allows Kai to really attack off that right wing.
We talked at the top of the game how Dakota Walters and Brendan Stanley were starting to become feel more confident in their role in the offense. Here in the first quarter, every player has had some kind of stake in what they're doing offensively. It'll make the Pirates more difficult to guard as we go down the stretch and as guys develop more comfort and confidence in what they're doing.
So Kai goes 2 for 2 from the line, giving the Pirates a 15-10 lead as we get down to 1 minute remaining here in the first quarter. On the baseline here is Wascom. Wascom kicks out top to Benner, back to Wascom. Wascom's going to drive. He kicks to the baseline. Swung up top to Reynolds. Reynolds back out to Stahl. Stahl over the top. That pass is corralled and brought in by Schroer, who puts it up and in for 2. Pirates now lead 15-12.
You know, the Schroer kid may present some problems for the Pirates down the stretch because of his size and ability to catch and finish.
Nice job there, Lane. Just caught it at 15 feet. Rip, one dribble, finish at the rim. So 30 seconds to go here. Pirates get that lead back to 5, 17-12. Reynolds of Brownstown going to hold it. He breaks the count. I have to imagine here, if I were a betting man, that the ball's going to end up in number 14's hands. Great job there at keeping the pressure on by Kai Dyer. Earned that 5-second count. 10 seconds to go here.
Just like you said that you were surprised if 14 didn't touch it, there's no surprise that Sparks has the ball now.
Cummer's step back 3 is no good. That's the end of the first quarter. Our Pirates lead 17-12. You know, Grant, you look at it, and it's nice as a Pirate fan to see that 5-point lead, but a couple of bunnies we missed early. This thing could already be a double-digit lead.
Absolutely. I think our offensive efficiency was excellent in the first quarter. I mean, anytime you can score 17 points in a quarter, you got to feel pretty good. I would be surprised if that's the trend throughout the rest of the game, that as Brownstown makes adjustments and clamps down in their half-court defense.
Just a couple of announcements here for our watchers and listeners. Listen to Classic Rock on GTV Radio, www.live365.com. Also, subscribe to GTV Pirates on YouTube to stay in touch with new live streams and events here at GCHS. As we mentioned earlier, the next time that you can catch live boys or girls basketball action will be on January 30th, as the boys will play host to Brown County. Also, events tomorrow. Boys basketball will travel to Southridge. That is a varsity-only game with tip-off set for 6 p.m. Also, the girls travel to EIAC rival Batesville for a noon tip-off. That will be the JV. And also, the boys and girls will travel to Lawrenceburg for varsity-only games next Thursday, with the girls playing first at 6 and the boys varsity to be immediately after.
Hey, before this second quarter gets underway, I do want to give a shout-out to your daughter for the national anthem. I know you'll be modest, Papa, but she did a great job, and she always sounds great. So.
Well, I appreciate that, Grant, since she does get all of her singing talent from her father. As Dyer's three-point attempt is no good.
No joke, though. She did an excellent job, as she always does.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
As Benner controls on the right wing, swings it out top to Stahl. Stahl back to Benner. Great pressure applied here by Dyer. Wascom with a nice drive. Puts it up and in for 2. 17-14 now. Pirates with the advantage.
On that possession, I don't know if Kai Dyer could have done much more with that. He's pretty solid defensively, just good defense and better offense.
Cummer's three-point attempt is no good. We have a whistle. That foul's going to be called on 32 of the Pirates. Brendan Stanley away from the basketball there. First substitution of the game here for the Pirates is freshman Addison Barnes-Pettit. We'll see his first action of the night.
We have noticed in previous games, both in games that we've done together and others, that Addison Barnes-Pettit can come off the bench and provide a nice spark.
Well, I tell you, he's does nothing but his role, which is the ultimate compliment coming from a coach. Comes in averaging about 4 points a game when he gets in, does his part, and he's extremely efficient, hitting 93.3% of his field goal attempts.
You know what? Hey, he might be getting good looks, but there is something to be said about finishing. So he does a nice job, and hopefully he can make a difference for the Pirates as he battles underneath in the post.
Reynolds going to keep driving himself. Kicks on that wing to Stahl. His three-point attempt is good. That ties the score at 17 as Sparks races across for the Pirates. Swings to Pettit, over to Walters. Pass is going to be picked off. Wascom with it now for Brownstown. He surveys the defense, kicks over to Reynolds. Reynolds in the corner to Stahl. Stahl back to Reynolds. Keeps it himself. He's going to pull up for 2. No good. Rebound on the play by Sparks.
Good solid possession of defense there by the Pirates as they force a tough shot and secure the defensive rebound.
Dyer with it now in the right corner. Good patience being shown by the Pirates. Cummer swings back to Dyer. To Sparks with a nice curl. He gets in the middle of the lane. His layup attempt is no good now as Wascom races across the timeline for Brownstown. Gets it in the corner to Stahl. 2-point attempt is up and no good. Cummer with the rebound. Nice job of Colin there in transition. Foul will be called going up, so Collins going to go to the line for 2.
The tempo of the game has picked up a little bit with pushing and transition back and forth. You know, I mentioned how the scoring we may not score 17 and a quarter, but the team sure are trying to keep up that pace.
You know, normally I don't agree with the opposing coaches, but I think that Coach Benner may actually have an argument here. The fact that foul was called on the way up since Colin got fouled at the elbow and then shot it from the block. But, hey, as a Pirates fan, I'm not complaining because first one went down, gave the Pirates the lead again. They lead 18-17 as he shoots a second. It's up and good. Pirates 19-17 leaders here. 5:30 to go. Wascom's three-point attempt is no good, but Benner with the offensive rebound. He hits Stahl, back to Benner. Benner's going to drive middle, kicks over on the wing to Wascom. It's no good. Block will be called on the play. 19-17 here. 5:11 to go in the first half.
I'm still trying to recover from that inadvertent horn. That kind of caused some confusion there, and I think they got it all ironed out as the Braves run an out-of-bounds underneath play here.
Wascom spins back. His attempt is no good. Dyer with the rebound for the Pirates. Nice attack there by Kai. Way to be aggressive. Rebounded on the play by Walters. It's blocked. Corralled by Dyer. Sparks' three-point attempt is good. 22-17. Pirates with a 5-point lead. Timeout Brownstown, 4:46 to go in the first half. Great job there of the Pirates to keep it alive. Kick it back out, and I swear, Grant, the longer I'm around this game, the more I coach it, it's basketball Murphy's Law. If you give up an offensive rebound and it's not a direct putback, the opposing team is going to hit a three every time.
Well, I think a big portion of that is because when the shooter catches it, their shoulders are already square because the offensive rebound is coming from the rim. It's why offensive rebounds are such a backbreaker. The team can defend a possession and do everything fundamentally right, but if they don't close out the possession, it oftentimes gives up a better shot than what they had in the first place. So you're right, it does usually end with either a bunny putback or a wide open three that the team has to take it out of the net.
I'm not sure whose huddle you would want to be in more here. Granted, still a lot of basketball to play. You know, as the Pirates, do you say, okay, we've been in this spot before where we're right on that precipice of shaking loose and maybe pushing this thing to double digits? Or as Brownstown, do you look up and say, hey, we're only down 5 and our leading scorer has really only attempted 2 field goal attempts to this point. So we know at some point he's going to get going. I don't know which position you'd rather be in. Although I do know this, I never complain if I'm the one in the lead.
Yeah, I think the Pirates have to be happy where they are. They have done a great job of limiting Benner to, like you said, just a couple field goal attempts. And
nice back screen there. Over the top to Schroer for 2.
I don't know if that was a Purdue screen there or what kind of action they ran there, but they got a wide open look for Schroer.
Sparks from about 12 is up and no good, but he is fouled. So Lane will go to the line for 2. That was just really good screening action down here. It looked like sent a cutter through, and then he stopped and turned around and came back and set that back screen because they expected to chase. And so anytime you've got somebody who's being chased, we always tell our kids you need to become more of a screener yourself because all of the attention to the defense is on you. So if you can shake somebody loose a lot of times, the help isn't going to be there like it should be.
I don't want to sound like an old washed-up guy, but I think teaching kids, hey, if you want to get open, you set a screen first is a hard concept because there's an unselfish nature to it that you have to do something first in order to get rewarded with the basketball.
Both of Lane's free throw attempts were good. Pirates take the advantage back up to 5, 24-19, as Heyman has it over to Wascom. Wascom out top to Benner. Benner looking to drive. Nice job of Colin Cummer there, stopping that penetration. Benner gets into the lane. Nowhere to go with it. Kicks it over to the wing to Heyman. Heyman's three-point attempt is good. Pirates push it up quickly. Cummer on the right baseline. Swung all the way across to Dyer on the left wing. Back to Sparks. Back to Dyer up top. Dyer from about 18. It's no good. Rebounded on the play by Darledge. Heyman of Brownstown brings it up over to Wascom. Heyman now of Brownstown. Brownstown does a great job of reading the overplays here, and it's just a matter of time if the Pirates keep applying that much pressure on the perimeter, those back cuts are going to start to be even more open.
I also think Brownstown has an opportunity like they just did in the last possession to duck in the post and get an opportunity for their big guy, number 34.
Nice job of Lane coming off of that double screen up top and curl, getting to the lane and then getting 2 shots on the play. Lane's first free throw attempt is good. 26-22. Pirates with the advantage. Lane eyes his second attempt. It's up. It's good. I'm sorry. That free throw makes it 26-22 now. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Cummer applying some nice pressure out top on Heyman. Darledge with it. Kicks over to Schroer. Schroer down to Wascom. Wascom out top to Benner. Benner with a volleyball line three. It's no good. Rebounded on the play by Sparks. Lane will race it down the floor. Nice job getting it to his right hand. He scores at the rim. 28-22 now. Pirates with a 6-point advantage.
That's an illustration of why Lane Sparks is so efficient, because he gets to the rim and he gets high-quality shots most of the time.
Wascom with it. Kicks back out top to Heyman. Heyman over to Benner. Back to Heyman. Heyman with a good fake handoff there, but nice job of the Pirates to switch that. Out top to Wascom. His three-point attempt is no good. Rebound on the play by Cummer. Pirates come down in transition. Collin does a nice job pulling up from about 6. Might have been a foul on the play, but nothing called. Heyman stop and pop, not picked up in transition. His three-point attempt is good, 28-25. Pirates with a three-point advantage.
You know, the Pirates in their transition defense have to be better if they want to maintain their lead. Leaving a shooter wide open in transition and then following it up with a turnover on the other end just isn't a recipe for winning basketball.
Nice job there, Elaine, to deny that attempt at the rim. Dyer coming down in transition. Block will be called on the play. Foul will be called on number 14, Benner. That's going to be.
Is that an and one, Jace, based off the last call?
I'm surprised that Coach Benner didn't have a comment for that, because he was a little perturbed the last time that there was a foul called on a shot.
Okay, so just the referees are holding up, their index fingers, so we're going to go bonus here.
This is, I think our scoreboard is incorrect, because did we not at the very beginning of the game get a foul on Lane Sparks, and then very next play got a foul on young Mr. Benter? Is that not correct? If I'm remembering correctly,
right.
And now that block was on him, that should be his second, but we're not the official scorebook. That would be one Mark Burkert tonight, so if there was a mistake, we know it was him.
We'll blame it on him. That
Always blame Mark.
That is smooth.
Kai's 2 free throw attempts are good. Pirates lead now 30-25 as we approach 1 minute to go in the first half. Out top is Wascom. He's going to find Heyman. Heyman's three-point attempt is good. 30-28 now. Pirates lead shrinks to 2 as we're under 1 minute to go in the first half. Looks like the Pirates are going to be content to get the last shot of the half here.
In that last possession for Brownstown, notice we got a lot of attention drawn to Benner, and other players for them are stepping up. Heyman there had a nice play off the down screen and comes up and shoots it in rhythm and drills it.
I think something that will be on the top of Coach Meyer's list to talk about at halftime will have to be the Pirates' transition defense. There have been many times that one or two people aren't matched up with, and too many times that happens, it's been the ball handler, which that is the number one rule in transition defense, is stopping the basketball.
There's a lot of skill and maybe there's some skill and some technique in transition defense, but it comes down to effort and communication.
So at the half there, the Pirates go into half with a 2-point advantage, 30-28. We will be back at the start of the second half. getting ready to start back up here with second half action. Pirates lead Brownstown Central 30-28. Grant, let's put ourselves in the huddle of both of these teams right now. If you're Coach Benner, you're only down by 2. What's he saying to his troops to get this second half started?
This might surprise you a little bit, but honestly, if I was sitting in that locker room, I'd have to, if I were Brownstown, I feel like we didn't play that well in the first half, and we're only down 2. I think if things start to go our way, we're right in this ball game. It's not no reason to cash it in. Just need to stay the course and keep at it.
And on the flip side of that, what's Coach Myers saying to the Pirates?
I had to wait that buzzer out just a second. I would say you talked about transition defense. I think sounding up their offensive rebounding. And then at the same time, let's make sure that the Pirates get their good shot. Sometimes that means it's a set for Lane, and sometimes that means it's a kick out for Colin Cummer or some of our other players.
And this is an old Coach Hipskin-ism, I would say. But Coach Hipskin used to always say, you guys don't like success. And until I became a head coach, I really didn't understand what he meant when he said that. But the Pirates would go on 4, 5, 6-point runs here and stretch that lead out to 4, stretch it out to 6. And then they would relax. And next thing you know, they're letting Brownstown back in it. And so what they have to do is start stringing stops and scores together and not resting on their laurels, build just a little bit of an advantage and think that the game is suddenly over.
You know, when good teams separate themselves and become great teams, that's when they string those possessions together with having stops and scores.
As Wascom goes in for 2. Pretty good look there by Brownstown. They tie the score here at 30. Cummer controls on the left wing, swings across to Dyer, going to be knocked away, recovered by Kai. That shot's going to be blocked as Benter brings it across the timeline for Brownstown. Swung across. That's Wascom for 3. It's good. Brownstown now with a 3-point lead, 33-30. Brownstown Central ahead of our Pirates.
I think it's noticeable that an adjustment that Brownstown made was that they're going to come out and be aggressive offensively. They've had 2 possessions here where they've really attacked, and they're taking threes, but nonetheless, they're still looking to be aggressive on the offensive end.
Dyer going to look to trigger it in here. In the corner to Stanley. Brendan's 3-point attempt is good. Who would have thunk it on the evening? Brendan Stanley, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. Ties the score here at 33.
If they're not going to guard him, you know, they need to pay the price.
Now, Grant, one thing that you did love to do in your playing days was shoot the basketball.
Yeah.
Why is it that in a game that is the absolute hardest shot to shoot when the defense just backs totally off of you and is daring you to shoot it?
Well, I think from a vision standpoint, I think people are used to having a defender at least not in their face, but in their vision. It's somewhere as they look at the rim. And that shot by Brendan Stanley, I don't think there was anybody around him. So he confidently stepped up and knocked it in just like Lane did there at the elbow.
Nice job by Sparks to rise up there and hit from 16. Pirates retake the lead here, 35-33. Pirates with the 2-point lead, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kicked over on the wing to Wascom. His 3-point attempt in and out. Rebounded there by Walters. Off to Cummer, who's going to bring it across. Skip across the floor to Dyer. Back to Walters. Over to Cummer. Colin kicks back to Dyer, who attacks. That's going to be blocked at the rim by Schroer, who gets it off to Benner. Benner brings it in transition. He kicks on the wing to Darledge, who will be called for a travel.
Darledge tried to be a little too cute there and ended up dragging that pivot foot and getting called for the travel.
Coach Benner knows one of the weaknesses here the past few games for the Pirates is guarding that dribble drive, encouraging his troops to stay aggressive and look to get some action going with that dribble. As it swung up top to Sparks, who gets in the middle of the lane. In and out, but nice offensive rebound there by Dyer. Kicks back out to Sparks. Sparks will get in the lane. It's up, and it's good. Nice job there at Dyer to get the Pirates a second one, and another good job of Sparks, this time attacking with that right hand to the middle of the paint. He goes up and scores from about 4 feet.
I don't throw this word around often, but I'm going to use it here. Relentless. Lane is relentless in how he attacks the basket, and that's what makes him so difficult to guard, because you think, oh, I got him stopped, and all of a sudden there's an offensive rebound, and then he's right back attacking the rim again.
His old-fashioned three-point play gives him 16 on the night, gives the Pirates a 5-point advantage, 38-33. Nice contest there by Dyer, as it's going to be rebounded on the play by Stanley. Kicks it over to Cummer, who will bring it across for the Pirates. Kicks it to Sparks. Coach Meyer calling for a flat ball screen. Sparks kicks across to Dyer. Over to Walters. Nice dump off to Stanley, but he will be denied at the rim.
He's going to get called for a foul.
That's going to be Schroer. But then a good job by Brendan to stay with the play and earn that jump ball. Possession goes to the Pirates under their own basket.
He's talking about free throws. Greensburg has shot 13 free throws. According to Coach Benner, they've shot 13 free throws.
Nice curl there by Lane, back out to Dyer. He's going to kick in the corner to Stanley. His three-point attempt is good. 3 for 3, Mr. Stanley. 41-33 there. The Pirates' biggest lead of the game. They lead here by 8 as Brownstown is forced to call a timeout. Coach Benner still proving his point. Not happy with the foul count. But as a Pirate fan, I have a hard time feeling sorry for him, Grant.
Yeah, I get it. I think Lane's relentless aggression to the rim, and also our other players, taking the ball to the hoop aggressively as well. Brownstown's been shooting a lot of threes, and that doesn't result in trips to the line. So it's style of play. Coach Benner may have a legitimate concern about, the officiating, but I think it's style of play that really ultimately determines how many free throws are shot.
Well, we mentioned it just a few possessions earlier that Coach Benner was really encouraging his kids to stay aggressive with the dribble drive. It's obvious that you want a dribble drive so you can get yourself to the rim and score, but what are some of the other advantages that coaches see in using that dribble penetration?
Well, first and foremost, it'll create another opportunity for another teammate. Eventually, if you have a continual dribble drive offense, the defense is going to break down. It's impossible to show and help and then recover to every shooter that's out there. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense when teams are really skilled at it.
Benner kicks now over to Heyman. Heyman to Wascom. Back over to Heyman. Nice half-court defense here being played by the Pirates as Benner takes it on the right wing. He's going to attack the middle. Kick over to Heyman. Heyman's three-point attempt is no good. Nice rebound there by Lane. He will be fouled on the play.
That was a grown man rebound right there.
A foul's going to be called on 34, Schroer. I think that's what the experts call going up and getting it, Grant.
Yeah, and also being strong enough to come down with it. And, it's the little things here. Lane took a lot of contact there, got obviously fouled, but notice he's right back up, shrugs it off. He's going to the next play.
Over on the wing to Cummer. Cummer kicks on the baseline to Walters. Out top to Dyer, who kicks back to Cummer. Great defense played there, but unfortunately it was by Greensburg. On Greensburg is Stanley. First three-point miss of the game, right on line, but no good. Rebounded by Brownstown as Wascom brings it up himself, but nice defense played there by Stanley to cause that turnover. Wascom will be subbed out on that play.
Brownstown continues to try to push the ball in transition. It's unfortunate for them that they had an unforced turnover there as they try to trim the lead here as the Pirates are up 8.
That's in the corner to Walters. Walters' three-point attempt, no good. Stanley keeps it alive. Tipped up, recovered by Dyer. Dyer up and good.
I noticed myself as a fan there about to applaud and forgetting I'm calling the game, but like that's the kind of plays that are winning plays. A lot of scrap for the loose ball there. Kai Dyer picks it up, makes a nice finish. Great play all the way around.
Dyer hits from 10, pushes the Pirate lead to 10. Their biggest of the game. 43-33 now as Sparks corrals that rebound. Coach Meyer wants 41 to a layup.
I know you heard that. So for our listeners, he wants to run motion offense and make sure they get an excellent shot and not do what just happened as I'm commentating, a turnover that was really unforced. So it's amazing how that happens when I get on the mic and the Pirates turn it over.
I think too many times when the kids hear layup, they think, okay, the very first attempt that I have to attack, I need to, whereas this is we want wide open, uncontested layups. And the worst thing that can happen for you is you make the defense play a minute or two on the defensive end and just have to keep guarding side to side and wear themselves out. As Benner's layup attempt was no good, but rebounded on the play by Schroer, who will be fouled on his putback attempt.
As we keep talking about 41 to a layup, I think kids also oftentimes, instead of having great spacing and getting wider, they creep closer on top of one another, which just makes it all bogged down and completely defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do.
I mean, all spacing does is open driving lanes, which is exactly what you want. And as funny as it sounds, it actually opens movement lanes too, and it allows you to better find that screen angle, and it allows your teammate to set up their screen a lot better, set their man up. As Schroer's second attempt is good. Pirates lead here by 9, 43-34, just under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Cummer's going to bring it. He's going to swing on the wing to Sparks. Sparks back out to Dyer. Dyer attacks off the right wing. It's up and good. 45-34, Pirates with the 11-point advantage.
The difference in those possessions is when Kai started to dribble, he had a clear path to the basket. In the previous possession, he put the ball on the floor, and there was really nothing there. And so it's good to see that he learned and got a good look on the second possession.
Stahl has it now for Brownstown. Back out top, it goes to Heyman. Heyman gives to Benner. Benner gets to the rim. It's up and good. That foul will be called on Stanley. That's his third. And really, I think that's Benner's first made field goal since his three way back in the first quarter.
And, you know, it is. You're correct on that. But you notice how he finished with the contact. He has the look of a player that has the knack for scoring, even though he's kind of been limited. So it'd be interesting to see as we go through the game if he's held silent. And there's the buzzer again.
Clock is still running. I hope it doesn't come down to the end and the Pirates need the time, because 7 or 8 seconds just ran off of that. Or 11, my mistake. So 1:15 to go here. Pirates with a 9-point advantage, 45-36. As Sparks brings it across and enters to Cummer. Cummer going to kick back outside to Dyer. Dyer on the wing to Walters. Kicks back to Dyer, who swings across to Cummer.
Coach, you notice the urgency of our motion, how crisp our movement is, and how hard everybody's cutting. And now they spread it out. They're looking for one shot to slow it down, but if we continue to cut hard and cut with pace, there's going to be good things that happen.
Looks like Brownstown going to go with a little bit of a half-court trap here. This is kicked back out top to Cummer. Swung over to Sparks. Cross court to Dyer, back over to Cummer. Back to Dyer. In the corner to Barnes-Pettit. He's going to kick it. Now it's back out top to Cummer. 15 seconds to go here. Pirates with a 9-point advantage. As the clock ticks down to 10, they get it in the middle to Sparks. Sparks back to Cummer. They get it to Lane. Lane's going to try to get the last shot of the quarter here. A little step back from the baseline is up and good. At the end of the third quarter, our Pirates lead 47-36.
You know, as a high school player with Lane being able to do what he just did, you know, understand the clock, get the ball at the elbow, attack the rim, step back for separation, and finish. You know, there are high school players that can do that, but not at the level that Lane can, and that's what makes him really special. And all those things, understanding the game and understanding his role with this team, that's why he's going to be successful at the next level.
Well, a step back is hard enough to shoot, but then with the elevation that Lane gets on his shots, that makes, you know, you talk about in the NBA and things how Kevin Durant is unstoppable or unguardable because of how high he shoots the ball from, already being 7 feet tall, shoots it up over his head. Well, that's about as close as you're going to get in high school to an unguardable move from a kid who's 6'2" on his best day, but yet gets such great elevation, and plus you earn that separation on a step back. I don't envy the defense if Lane's hitting that.
I agree with you. So I think Brownstown, you know, they attempt to keep the ball out of his hands, but in a end of the quarter situation, that's why it's an asset as we come down the stretch. If we have to have a bucket, you know we're going to go to Lane, and we have confidence in what he can do.
And one thing I've seen, and it's funny that you say you see maturity out of a senior, you know, a kid who's played varsity since his freshman year, but something just through this year I've seen improvement on from Lane is the fact that when he drives in and that defense is there, he's no longer driving into double and triple teams and possibly getting a charge called on him. He's going to pull up on a dime, and he's good with shooting a little floater or something from about 4 feet, just like he was right there to shoot that step back. As it swung over, stolen by Dyer, up the floor to Sparks, who's able to corral it. Swung across, back over to Cummer. Cummer swings to Sparks, in the corner to Walters. Dakota leaves it off for Barnes-Pettit. That will be blocked by Benner. But Pirates will keep possession. 7:35 to go in the game. Pirates with that 11-point advantage, 47-36. Dyer enters it inside to Sparks. Sparks up and no good. Rebound there by Dyer. His attempt is no good, but Sparks is able to get a third opportunity for the Pirates.
I think what we saw right there is Sparks just wanted it more. A lot more hustle, a lot more desire, and then he ended up getting the offensive rebound as, unfortunately, the Pirates throw the ball out of bounds.
That turnover is going to give Brownstown the possession. They still trail here by 11, 47-36. Pirates with the advantage. As Reynolds will bring it across. He enters to Wascom. Foul is going to be called on the play there. Nice entry into their offense there. Little cross screen action to get Schroer on the block.
That was a massive screen, too, that freed him up as the Pirates tried to recover.
Make things interesting. Stanley subs back into the game and immediately gets called for his fourth. That's going to bring Barnes-Pettit right back off the bench. They trigger it into Schroer. Going to use that wide body. He will be called for the travel. Another turnover there on Brownstown. Pirates will bring it the length of the floor, holding on to that 11-point advantage. As Sparks gets it to Barnes-Pettit, who leaves it off for Cummer. Collin looking to enter the offense. He's going to probe, hands off with Sparks. Lane gets to the lane. He's going to be met at the rim and fouled. Lane to the line for two. I tell you, I've been rather impressed tonight with the shot blocking prowess of Brownstown, and they don't have anybody of significant height outside of Schroer. He is 6'6". Everybody else is about average height, but they get off the rim and they time it very well, and they just have a knack for getting a tip on the basketball.
You know, obviously with Brownstown not being the team we root for, if we watch them more often, I think we'd see that number 34, their big guy, Schroer, is an important part of what they do. He seems to be pretty skilled on both sides of the ball and a pretty good big man for them.
Both of Lane's attempts are good. Pushes that Pirate lead to 13 now, 49-36, as we approach 6 minutes to go here in the game.
Comer takes it in, and I think he got a little fortunate there getting the foul call as he lost the ball for a second, but nonetheless made a good play and is now getting rewarded by going to the line.
Collins going to go to the line for 2, look to extend this 13-point advantage that the Pirates enjoy at this time. First is up and good.
You know, you talked about how the Pirates need to put possessions together of having scores and holds, and they've done that. They've lengthened the lead out to 14 when just a little while ago we had a single-digit lead. So see if the Pirates can maintain this as they get into the final few minutes, because it will definitely change the strategy.
Nice screen and roll action there. Schroer for 2. Brings Brownstown back to within 12. Pirates with that 50-38 advantage. 2-2-1, full court press being applied there. Turnover as Wascom steps in between that one. That's going to leave Benner wide open for a 3, but it's no good. Pirates got lucky on that one as Comer is able to walk it across and get the Pirates into their 41 motion. Coach Meyer going to preach patience from here on out. Swung over to Comer. Trying to get it off that right wing. Timeout called here by Coach Meyer. Didn't like the movement, didn't like the pressure being applied, so time to calm the troops and right the ship. 50-38 here, 5:26 to go in the game. Grant, what's it going to take for the Pirates to hold on to this lead?
Well, I think, first off, I'll say I think it's an excellent timeout by Stacy, because he noticed we were a little stale, and just like you do as you coach the girls, you understand that, like, particular moments of the game when you have a particular lead, a score at the right possession can really set the tone for the rest of the game. And I think Coach Meyer understands that, like, a bucket here to put us up 14 with around 5 minutes to go might seal the deal for us, even though I know there's a lot of ball to be played, but timely baskets are really important. And Stacy didn't want the possession to result in a turnover when he had timeouts to use.
Definitely going to feel a lot better if the Pirates can push this lead to 14 or 15 here, but a lot of basketball to be played in the way that Brownstown shot it there in the second and early part of the third quarter. This thing is far from over. And with the struggles that the Pirates have had tonight in transition defense, they start to miss a few and allow Brownstown to get out and run. This thing still a chance for this thing to get interesting.
Brownstown looks like they've adjusted defensively coming out of the timeout, which is no surprise. Coming out in the half-court trap that they were showing earlier. See if the Pirates can show patience and get a good shot.
Nice job of moving the basketball here by the Pirates. They're in the traditional 2-1-2. Nice leave inside for Dyer, who traveled and didn't get called for it, so we won't complain. Nice job there. Walters trying to keep it alive, but Brownstown comes away with it. Kicked over on the side to Wascom. He will be fouled out on the floor. Benner set the check back in here for Brownstown. 50-38 now, 4:56 to go in the game. Pirates enjoy a 12-point advantage.
You know, Coach, I'll ask you about what the Pirates need to do. What do you think their strategy defensively is? Are they just working on being sound and keeping the ball in front of them, or what are they trying to do here?
Not foul shooters would be number one on the list, but definitely now your whole defensive mindset, even more so than early in the game, is just protect that shell. Keep everything in front. switch everything on the perimeter, recognize where Benner is at all time. Don't even need to be chasing anymore. You just got to make sure you keep everything in front, contest with a high hand, but the main thing is protect that shell. And then you just keep saying to yourself, layups and free throws the rest of the game. Yeah. If the lead can stay where it's at, you want layups and free throws the rest of the game. Long possessions offensively. If you're able to chew 30, 40 seconds just by being patient and making them work, and grind it out, then you're going to be happy on that Greensburg sideline. Kick to Dyer in the corner, back out to Comer. In the corner to Walters, who's going to skip all the way across to Dyer. Kai's going to drive in. Nice job of attacking out of that corner by Kai Dyer. Pushes that Greensburg lead back to 12, 52-40. Nice move on the play there by Wascom. And again, as we just talked about in the last stoppage, you don't want to give up layups, but more importantly, you don't want to foul the shooter because these are basically free points because the clock is stopped.
It's interesting to me that now that we're getting in the last few minutes of the game, it appears that Brownstown is attacking the rim a little bit more rigorously. I don't know why they didn't employ that strategy earlier, but they're in desperation time now. They understand they just closed it within 10, got 4 minutes to go, so they're going to be aggressive as they close out the game here.
So Wascom's attempts are up and good. Brings Brownstown back to within 10. Brought out top to Walters, swung across to Sparks. Inside to Walters. Nice slip there by Dakota. He's going to get fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
You know, we talked about the complementary roles of our role players or the depth of our team as far as playing team basketball. Dakota Walters has not been lighting up the score sheet, but he's been defending on the other end. He's been smart with the basketball. He's made good reversals. He's done a lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet. And here he has a nice slip, and he is going to the line to shoot 2.
He eyes his second attempt. It is up. It's no good. Pirates lead 53-42, 3:50 to go here in the game. High ball screen set for Benner. Travel going to be called on the play there. Stahl got a head start. He will be called for the travel.
You know,
Stanley checks back in here.
That move that Brownstown just got called travel for, it is like a key skill that you got to teach kids early, that when they catch the ball and square up on their inside foot, they got to lead with the foot that is not established as a pivot foot. It's a tough skill to teach, but it only gets learned by repetition and practice.
And I know that's something that Coach Hipskin used to preach all the time, even on passes like that. The ball is in the air, your feet are in the air, because you want to the best of your ability, catch with both feet so that you have the ability then to pivot on either foot. That's something that just takes, like you said, that's focusing on that skill in practice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something really that's taken for granted. As Benner's going to spin into the lane. Nice finish at the rim there by Benner. Brings Brownstown back to within 11. Comer kicks it back outside to Sparks, back to Comer. He swings it across to Dyer. Dyer in the corner, leaves it inside for Walters. Nice patience by Dakota. He can't hit the first one, but he'll stay with it, keep it alive. Now it's back outside to Sparks. Sparks up and good. Second chance points again for the Pirates there. And like you've mentioned so many times, Grant, that just seems to be a fact that the Pirates just want it more. As Benner with a nice little left-hand scoop to finish, keeps the Brownstown disadvantage here to 11.
I would agree with you in that possession where the Pirates got the offensive rebound. There's something to be said about effort. And, we are rooting for the Pirates here, obviously, but when they play harder and it shows on camera, I think saying it is not a problem because the Pirates are just outworking the Braves at this point.
Dyer's going to go to the line here for the 1 and the bonus. Looking to push that Pirate advantage up. They lead now 57-46, 2:14 to go. I know we don't have exact stats tonight, Grant, but I have to say that this has got to be Kai Dyer's high point on the season. Had an excellent, excellent floor game tonight as his first free throw attempt is up and good.
He had some stretches also in the game against Fishers as they were applying a lot of ball pressure. He found some opportunities to take it to the rim, but I would agree, this is one of his most complete performances of the season. And you know what? He's going to be a big help as we go down the stretch and get in sectional play with him making good decisions and taking it to the rim aggressively.
As Benner rims a three-point attempt on the other end. Cummer going to drive all the way to the lane. His layup is up and good. 61-46 now. Pirates with a 15-point advantage. Oh, Wascom with a nice move. He's going to be fouled at the rim by Dyer. That's a time and score situation. You've got to understand with a 15-point advantage, don't put them at the line to score an extra point with the clock stopped.
You know, that crossover, we don't have replay here, but is that a legal basketball move? You think he carried it a little bit too much, or is that just good fundamental play?
No, I think that was just a good inside-out move. He shifted him to the side and went past that. Like you said, without replay, we don't really know, but I think from my first glance, that was a very nice basketball play.
And nonetheless, it created space for him, and he was able to finish the layup and get fouled.
Overhead bounce pass. I don't think they work on that in practice, but I guess it worked out for the Pirates. That goes out of bounds. As it's entered the Sparks, it's going to be called on the floor. Lane will go to the line for the one and bonus. Pirates lead here 61-49 with 1:33 to go in the game.
You mentioned earlier layups and free throws. That's what they're trying to accomplish here. And here, Lane, our leading scorer, is going to the line to just put a little bit more cushion to our lead.
First free throw attempt is up and good. 62-49 now. Pirates with a 13-point advantage. Lane eyes his second. It's up and good. Pirates push their advantage out to 14, 63-49 as Coach Meyer calls a 30-second timeout. And I have to imagine that he is just overemphasizing now, do not foul shooters.
Yeah, and those are the things that if you have players that foul in these situations, that's the stuff that really causes you to go gray. I think kids sometimes underestimate the value of just making sound plays instead of the flashy play, and coming out and you know what, maybe you're guarding and your opponent makes a good play and gets by you. At this point, don't compound the problem by fouling and stopping the clock.
Well, and I think so many times fans misunderstand when a coach gets upset at this point because, it's going to take a Herculean effort by Brownstown to come back and win this game. But coaches are still coaching for future games as well. And you don't want to develop that habit and get into a bad habit and think that it's okay to waste a foul just because you have a big advantage at the end, because that's something, you get into a tournament game or something and you just kind of waste a foul. That can be the difference between winning and your season being over.
Just like you try to do the right thing and practice good habits when you have practice time, those habits, if they manifest themselves in regular season games, there's no doubt that you're going to make the same mistakes in postseason play when crunch time is on the line.
Well, and what people may or may not understand is it never fails. It doesn't matter how much you won or lost a game in the regular season, but if you are playing a team for a second or third time in the postseason, tournament games tighten up. And I don't mean from like kids get more nervous or anything, because they're obviously going to be more excited, but the game is just played closer.
Yep.
It seems like every possession is of the utmost importance, and may miss a shot or two that you're used to hitting at things just because of the situation.
So 65-51 here with exactly a minute to go, 14-point lead. It feels pretty comfortable to me at this point. Not that the game's over by any means, but Brownstown did burn a timeout here. I'm trying to set up a press. I think Greensburg will try to make sure that they have the right press breaker called, or just run Northern here, as Stacy likes to do, and then just try to be sound with the basketball.
Now, Grant, we knew we were doing this for people to be able to watch the game and for entertainment purposes, but little did we both know that we are actually also providing a public service. Just got a text, and one of my future players, Dad, just texted and said, because of the knowledge that is exuding from you and I here on the play-by-play, that they are going to go back and they are going to show them the part where we were talking about catching the basketball with both feet. So they're actually going to be instructing from the knowledge that you and I are just dropping on people tonight.
Well, I'm going to ho-hum it a little bit. I just try to go along with the flow. I think though that, like, our kids are out here putting it on the line on the floor, and our kids play really hard, and our viewers appreciate that we provide this service, and I actually enjoy doing it with you, and I'm glad that the reviewers out there appreciate it as well.
Yeah, this is something that I've always said. If I could make a living doing it, I would give up everything that I'm doing outside of coaching to broadcast for a living. I have so much fun doing it. It makes it even more fun that we do it for the kids that we're around every day and the school that we're a part of. And, even double special for me, I graduated from here, played in this program. So this is a heck of a lot of fun to be able to do this. And it's great, like you said, that we're able to provide this service for people who aren't able to get out to games right now because of the crazy world that we happen to be a part of right now.
I'm right with you. I don't have a lot of experience doing this, but I absolutely enjoy it. And it's compounded with the fact that, like, we have relationships with these kids. We see them in the hallways. We know them. We love them. And it's a good opportunity. Enjoy doing it. And I hope our viewers like it, and we'll continue to do it as long as we can. And hopefully, like tonight, we keep on having W's. That's always good, too.
I appreciate it when referees do this at the end of the games. That they call basically just a substitution timeout to allow the kids over there to step on the floor. Because I tell you, sometimes it's hard for a kid to understand, but there's a lot of kids. It doesn't matter now that there's only 40.8 seconds to go in the game. The fact that they get to step on the floor and experience varsity basketball means the world to them.
Yeah, especially their parents, their families in the stands. They get to play under the bright lights when the popcorn's popping. COVID has made us think about a lot of things, and it's the opportunity to play, and it's in the big picture we want everybody to play, but these kids that are on the bench are practicing every day. It's great that they get an opportunity as well.
Dyer scores at the rim, pushes the Pirates' advantage out to 18, 69-51 now, and I think for people who might go back and watch this or just see the score, this final score is not anywhere close to indicative of how close this game was played throughout.
I would agree with that thought, and at the same time, I think it shows that the Pirates have, they've improved throughout the season, and they've had some good possessions together and played good team basketball.
That's going to do it for us here at Greensburg High School. Our Pirates are victorious again, 69-51 over Brownstown Central. Don't forget, the next time that you can grab a podcast will be on January 30th as the boys host Brown County. We'll see you.